This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. I have received some of the Sims 4 packs for free. Thank you to the EA Creator Network. Hello everyone, JSimLady here. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I am back working on the save file today, and I am excited for this one. I don't know why. It is another, apartment build, but it's supposed to be more like 2 houses, 1 lot type of deal. Yes, your Sims will have to rent unless you're playing without for rent, but it's kind of like adding extra houses into the neighborhood. Does that make sense? They are 2 fully separate houses. They just share the lot, so we can fit more in here. And we're taking advantage of for rent to do that. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, I got thinking recently about how big and expensive The Sims 4 really is, and how many new players came in many years after The Sims 4 had already started. I've been here since the beginning. I've been here since 2000 when the original Sims came out. I've told this story a few times now, but basically my sister found out about The Sims before I did, even though I was obsessed with Sim City and Roller Coaster Tycoon. Was it Roller Coaster Tycoon? Is that what it was called? Something like that. Anyways, I was obsessed with those. I was even stalking game websites where people would get together and talk about the games and everything, and I think I may have briefly seen someone vaguely mention The Sims, but I wasn't sure what it was or if I would care about it. For whatever reason, it just wasn't on my radar. And my sister actually asked for it for her birthday that year. And I got it for her, but it didn't run on her computer, so she gave it back to me. And it also didn't really run on my computer either. I could get it to run for 5 minutes, and then my computer would just shut off on me. So I tried and I tried and I tried, but I could run SimCity, the most recent version at that point of SimCity, and it was fine, but I couldn't run The Sims. I kept trying. I fell in love with the game, and about a year later, I got a new computer that could run it. I think actually it was around the time Hot Date came out, so maybe it wasn't a year later. I don't remember. Whenever Hot Date came out, that's when I got the new computer, and you couldn't get me off of The Sims after that. I was obsessed. I played it night and day, obsessively all the time. So even when I'm going through phases where I'm not really playing it as much, I'm still buying all of the packs. I have bought every single pack for all of the main Sims games that ever were, from the original Sims all the way to The Sims 4. By the time The Sims 4 came around in 2014, I wasn't really playing it all that much. I was mostly playing Minecraft back then, but I would buy all the packs, and when they came out, I would play them for about a week, and then I would go back to Minecraft, because, I don't know, initially I didn't really love The Sims 4. They didn't have toddlers. It felt very much like they had gone all the way back to the original Sims, where they got rid of so many things that they had given us in The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, that it just was no longer a progression of the game that I loved anymore. It was just kind of a mix between the original Sims and The Sims Online, and it wasn't my cup of tea, honestly. But I would still buy all of the packs, and I would play them for a week, and I'd think, this is great, but it's really not the game that I fell in love with anymore. And so I quit playing again. Eventually, they added enough stuff back into the game, both through free base game updates to bring it back up to par, but also through DLC, that I found it fun again. And that's when I discovered people were doing YouTube content for The Sims 4. And, like, the rest is history, I guess. But because it happened in that way, I never like consciously took stock of just how expensive and massive this game had gotten over the years. And I mean, people keep talking about it like this is a massive game. And I understood the logic behind not doing like massive pack builds, because this is a massive game and it's an expensive game and not everybody has all the packs, but it did not really fully 100% sink in until just a couple of days ago as I was building this lot. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I fully grasp this concept now. This is a game that has a massive amount of very expensive DLC attached to it. That kind of sounds bad, but I understood that not everybody had all the packs, and I understood that it was an expensive and big, relatively speaking, game. It's just when I'm building, I'm not thinking that way. I'm just thinking, oh, I have these objects, I really love them, I really want to use them. And it just suddenly dawned on me while making this particular build for the save file, how many people can actually download and use this particular save file that literally has every pack attached to it. Like every single pack. This save file will have, by the time it's done and comes out, every single pack attached to it. On nearly every lot. Because, like, take seasons for instance. That affects every home lot. If you don't put some kind of heating and cooling devices on every home lot, then your Sims are very uncomfortable at home in the hottest part of summer and coldest part of winter. And so you have to have heating and cooling devices, right? And so I always put thermostats in every home. I sometimes even put them in apartments in San Myshuno, even though I'm fairly certain they're not necessary, because when it first came out and you'd put a sim in a San Myshuno apartment for the first time, you would get a notification that said, don't worry about putting a thermostat up, the landlord takes care of it. Or maybe it wasn't in the game that notification happened. Maybe I saw it on Twitter. Now I don't remember. Do you know how long ago Seasons and City Living came out? Yeah, my brain doesn't work that well. But you get the point. Somewhere, at some point, there was some kind of message, maybe on the home screen of the game or something, that said, you don't need to use thermostats in San Myshuno apartments. Although, truth be told, I still do it anyways, because it doesn't really hurt the Sims. It might ever so slightly raise their bills up a little bit, but for the most part, it doesn't really do anything bad to the Sims either way. They're comfortable without it, as far as I've seen, but they also get happy moodlets with it too. So, it doesn't hurt anything, as long as you're not like got the heat up in the summer or the cold air on in the winter. That does hurt the Sims. Been there, done that by accident before. But anyways, So yeah, that's one thing that affects literally every home lot, apartment lot in my save file, is that I put thermostats everywhere, or at the very least, I try to put like air conditioners in. I've tried a few different times and I may do some messing around with some things, but like I tried a few different times to use other things other than the thermostat so that it was more realistic, so that some homes were heated only by like the radiators or whatever, and then there were fans to kind of cool things down in the summer if need be. But I gave up trying because I have a hard time placing the ceiling fans because of the lights that I often use. But, anyways, yeah, that's a whole other issue for other lots because I stuck a ceiling fan in this one, which you'll see in a few minutes, only for decorative purposes and because it fit the aesthetic of this home. So, speaking finally specifically about this home, an older lady whose children are grown and whose husband has passed already lives here alone with her dog. And she's not one of those mean, crusty old ladies. She's really nice and friendly, but she does tend to keep to herself a lot. And she doesn't have a lot of stuff, but she doesn't really care about, fashion trends or the latest in decorating style or whatever. She just has all of her furniture and things that has collected over the years, and that remind her of her late husband and her grown children and grandchildren. And that's kind of the feel and the aesthetic I went with for this little yellow house. That's the sim that I had in mind while I was decorating, and I just kind of took old houses that I've seen and been in, older people's homes, and I kind of went with a little bit of a mix of that sort of aesthetic. I did put electrical boxes in those back bedrooms because that's very accurate to these types of homes. Often they did not have back doors, and when people did add them in, they had to add them in strange places like a back bedroom, and also the electrical panels. Specifically speaking of the southern United States, Florida, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, a lot of old, like we're talking old, not even the 1950s northern suburban kind of government prefab homes that I love so much, the little box homes. We're talking older than that. We're talking like the deep south, New Orleans style shotgun type houses and stuff like that. I absolutely adore those houses too. I think people think I'm weird, but I just like these little basic simple homes. I can't help it. And there are so many things that you can do to them that keep the charm of what they were originally doing with the homes. The little like box style, almost prefab but not quite prefab homes of the suburbs, and then these like shotgun, deep south shotgun style homes and stuff like that. Yeah, there's so much you can do with them, and I don't know. I just love them. I love everything about them, but I like small houses. I am not overly infatuated with big, giant houses or even really, moderately big two-story houses. I just like these little one-story houses. They're very near and dear to my heart, and you can do so much with them, but I totally forgot what I was saying. I always end up writing a love letter to these little houses every time I build one because I just really love them that much. One of these days I would like to do a video and take one of those little box houses or one of these shotgun style houses and just make it very real to real life and then show you all the different things that you can do with it that either makes it very classic looking, very traditional looking, or very modern looking, and you don't even have to spend a lot of money to do it, either in The Sims or in real life. But that's another thing for another day. I know what I was talking about. In all of these houses, oftentimes you will find the water heaters or the sometimes furnaces up north, certainly furnaces, sometimes down south furnaces. You will find them like in the corner of a small closet or a second bedroom. Often the electrical panels are located in like an added bedroom or a second bedroom kind of at the back or the side of the house because there really was nowhere else to really put the electrical panels. They were often added last and or much, much later, long after the house had already been built, you know? And so they're put in wherever it's convenient to put them in. And a lot of times that's in a corner of a bedroom somewhere. So that's kind of the what I was going for with putting those electrical panels in there. And now you can see that we have moved on to the pink house. For this one, I went with a single young parent with a toddler. I put furniture in for a toddler, but it could be like an infant, toddler, or a child. You can easily switch out the bed and everything, mostly with the exception of a few of the toys, works well for all three of those ages. But that's kind of the style that I was going for. Maybe a single mom with a toddler lives here, and maybe the next door lady offers to babysit every now and then because, you know, her kids are grown and her husband is gone now, and she's got a lot of time on her hands to offer up to the neighbors, and so she helps her neighbor out. And yeah, that's kind of the feel that I was going for this one. Like, as for the mom, my feeling was this was a woman who hadn't had a great time in relationships, maybe, or she'd given up a lot for her relationships in the past and they hadn't really gone well, and she was kind of put on the back burner of everything. All her wants and stuff were kind of cast aside for somebody else's. And so when she moved into this house, she's like, it's a pink house. This gives me the perfect excuse to decorate everything in pink, and everything's gonna be pink and blue, and we're gonna have a very girly house here. You know, one of those situations. That's kind of what I was picturing in my head for the parent, but honestly, it works well with a male or female parent and a male or female child. Like, pink is not exclusively a female thing. It's just what I was thinking of when I built this house. This woman has put herself on the back burner for a long time in favor of her ex and everything that he or she wanted all the time. And this sim is a very girly girl who likes all things fluffy and pink and sparkly, and she took the opportunity when she found a pink house to make everything pink like that. So that's kind of what was going on inside my head with this. Don't forget that there is a giveaway going on, by the way. I am, thanks to the EA Creator Network, giving away 1 copy each of the 2 new recent creator kits. Those giveaways will close in about 4 days. So you have a little bit of time, but don't put it off for too long. And it's the Sweet Slumber Party kit and the Cozy Kitsch kit. And the fun thing about those kits is that they are literally custom content made by fans of the game. They are actual custom content packs that EA has kind of put together in a kit, packaged together as 1 package. Well, in this case, 2 package, because it's the Sweet Slumber Party cast kit and then the Cozy Kitsch buy mode kit. But these items are put together in a little group in a kit and checked with the game to make sure they're compatible with everything and they work really well and they match the game and everything, and have officially released them via the official DLC. So it's a great way for people on consoles to get more items into their game because they can't download custom content and mods. And it's a great way for people like me who get stuck in their ways and don't want to mess around with custom content and mods to get more stuff into their games. And to make it even better yet, the stuff is awesome. There's the couch from the Cozy Kitsch set right there. And that is probably my all-time favorite couch so far in this game as of right now. Can't say it'll always stay that way because I've had a few other favorites and now they're pushed off to the side for this one. But definitely this one is my most favorite right now. I love that couch. It looks so cozy and comfortable, and it's got some really pretty colors to it. So yeah. I love a lot of the pieces in Cozy Kitsch, and not being a cast person, I even still kind of love some of the Sweet Slumber Party stuff too. That stuff's pretty cute too. So I am glad I have those packs. I did not get those packs for free. I purchased them myself. So I am saying this stuff fully 100%. These are my own opinions of these things, just so you know. But it is the Creator Network that gave me the codes to give away to you guys. So I don't know. Some people in the community have been complaining about creators getting free packs and or free codes to give away. Some people are like, what does it matter? You know, I don't know. I'm just letting you know. I bought these 2 kits myself because at the time, number 1, I decided I'm going to buy all kits myself so that, you know, people can't be, you know, rude about it or whatever. But also because it always takes the Creator Network so long to give us the kit codes that I can never do anything. Like, I only have a 2-hour window to live stream, and I can't do it if I don't have the codes. So I thought, you know what, I'll just buy the kits myself. It's so much easier and faster that way. And then this time I didn't even end up getting to live stream because we've had some medical stuff going on. We got some kind of bad-ish news that kind of wasn't as bad as we first thought, but now is looking like maybe it's as bad as we first thought. I don't know. It's not me. I'm doing, all things considered, fairly well right now. So I don't want to get too deeply into it because it's not my medical stuff to talk about. But yeah, it's been rough in my house for a few weeks now again. But luckily, things look, fingers crossed, like it's just a temporary issue. So, yeah, I didn't get to live stream that day anyways, but, you know, life happens. Yeah, that's all I really have to say, and we still have a couple more minutes of the speed build part before we can get into the walkthrough. I've had a little extra time again lately, so I've started to sort of intermittently introduce the walkthroughs again, the like first person walkthroughs again. I don't know. You guys let me know in the comments what you think. Do you prefer the first person walkthroughs, or would you rather I do the from above walkthroughs, like overview of the lots when it's done? Also, look at this, under 30 minutes, and I did 2 full houses. I'm getting better slowly, painfully slowly, and I appreciate everyone that's sticking around for my painfully slow learning curve here, but it's, I'm slowly getting better. Also, thank you to everyone for over 600 subscribers. Oh my goodness. I can actually kind of think that maybe I might actually get to 1,000 someday. That's kind of wild to think about, and I appreciate each and every one of you. You have no idea. But anyways, we got a couple more things here to do, and then we can get into the walkthrough. I always jump the gun by a few seconds, but only a couple more seconds here, and then we can do the walkthrough. Just about done. Got to do a sidewalk. Can't forget the sidewalk. And I gave them each their own mailbox and each their own outdoor trash can as well. So there you have it. And here we are. This is the yellow house, the front yard, a little bit of landscaping in the front, their own mailbox here. Nothing really much on the front porch. I don't know why, but I don't see this neighborhood as being a big front porch kind of neighborhood. Here is the living room and dining room area. Nothing too overly done. Obviously, kind of an older aesthetic. Then, because we have some space here, I put some old bookshelves, old looking bookshelves there, and then the kitchen. It's just her, so she doesn't need a lot of stuff. Just like her Dutch oven, and that's about it. She's good with that. I did put, what are they called? Air conditioners in. Mostly for the looks, kind of like the electrical panels. This is the primary bedroom for the older lady in her house. Then we've got some dog stuff on the floor there. Then this is the spare bedroom for her, the spare bedroom that leads out the back. She's just got some old stuff in here from like her kids and her husband. And then this is her very yellow bathroom. Now we're going to go back into that spare bedroom and out the back door. The backyard is for her dog mostly. She has a little sitting area there where she can pour drinks for a friend if someone comes to visit. But mostly the yard is there for her little fluffy white dog. That's what I'm imagining in my head anyways. And then we have the single mom and toddler apartment. We've got an area for her to sit and talk with friends back there. Some toddler toys back there as well. This is her very pink bedroom. And then we'll head into the hallway. We'll check out the very pink bathroom. Plenty of storage in there. Somehow, I forgot to add much into her hallway, though, which is a little bit weird, but I guess it works. That was the very pink toddler room. This is the kitchen. I thought that blue would look a little better with the peach, so that's what I went with in there. And then you got a big empty space, sorry. But honestly, it's accurate to real life, so I think it works. Then you have the living room and dining room, and this is probably my favorite area of both of these two houses. It's very me. Very, very me. I love this space. And then we come out the front door of the pink house, and we can see the sort of simplistic sort of landscaping. And there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, if you're enjoying my channel, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.